A few years ago, I remember checking my bank account after getting paid and feeling stressed almost immediately. Not because I wasn't earning enough money, but because somehow, no matter how much I was earning, it just never felt like enough. I was eating out constantly, buying things impulsively, upgrading stuff that I didn't really need. And the strange part was, from the outside, my life looked pretty normal. But internally, I always felt financially behind. And that's when I started realizing something. A lot of modern life is designed to keep us spending money and just to feel okay. And learning to live below my means quietly changed everything for me. For a long time, I thought living below your means sounded restrictive, like sacrificing enjoyment, saying no to life. I've heard that several times. But over time, I realized it's actually the opposite. Living below your means created space, like space financially, mentally, emotionally. And honestly, I think it's one of the most underrated forms of freedom today. I think a lot of people are trapped in a cycle they barely even notice. You work hard, so naturally you want to reward yourself, like better clothes, better tech, better experiences. And at first, those things genuinely feel exciting. But the excitement fades quickly away, right? And then another purchase replaces it, and another, and eventually spending becomes like super emotional. You buy it, and as soon as you purchase something, you're like feeling, oh, everything is amazing now. But it's never like intentional. So social media makes this even harder, I think. Every day we see people presenting fabricated versions of their lives, beautiful apartments, expensive routines, luxury vacations, I think like perfect like productivity setups and so on and so forth. And even if we know it's fake, part of us still compares. I mean, I am definitely guilty. I started noticing that I wasn't like buying things because I truly valued them. And I was buying things because I wanted to feel like I was progressing in life. So for me, the shift happened super slow. I started questioning purchases before making them, like, not, can I afford this? But will this actually improve my life? And most of the time, the answer was no. I realized I did not need more subscription, more upgrades, more stuff. What I actually need was less financial pressure. So I started simplifying things, cooking more at home, spending less impulsively, avoiding lifestyle inflation, and being okay with not constantly upgrading my life, Even I downgraded at some point. I remember we lived in this big house with the beautiful views near the sea, and we downgraded to a house that was in the center, and people were asking me, but why would you do that? It seemed like we started to earn more as a family in my household, but we needed less. Therefore, we were buying less from a different angles. And something unexpected happened. I think also one of the important things is that I felt calmer. I wasn't stressed about things that probably before I was. So I think people misunderstand what wealth really means. Wealth isn't looking rich. Wealth is like having options every day. It's being able to rest without panic. It's being able to say no to things that drain you. It's having that breathing room, right? When your lifestyle becomes too expensive, your freedom becomes super fragile. So every paycheck already has like destination. So your salary is super limited. So every month, like for most people, probably it might feel quite heavy every month. When you intentionally keep your needs lower, life becomes super light. For me, it became much lighter. You stop needing to chase constantly, and ironically, that's when you start feeling more in control of your own life. Minimalism helped me realize that simplicity is simply underrated. Most of the things I thought would make me happier only gave me a temporary stimulation. But simplicity gave me something much more valuable: clarity, fewer distractions, fewer unnecessary expenses, less mental clutter. And over time, I stopped admiring people who looked wealthy, and I started admiring people who looked peaceful. Living below your means isn't about never spending money. It's about spending intentionally. In my case, for example, I love my apartment to look in a specific way. I love interior design. I like the house to be in a specific way. So I spend money on decoration, but I do it intentionally. I love my home to look nice. And I'm sure all of us have something like that. And honestly, in a world which constantly is pushing us to want more, choosing enough feels almost rebellious. Because real freedom isn't owning everything, right? Real freedom is needing less, for me. And I think that's one of the most important, powerful, financial decisions a person can make. If this video resonates with you, if you liked it, subscribe for more videos about minimalism, money, productivity, and simple life. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!